And we're wondering if this will be a record salary for an arbitration-eligible player. Mookie Betts had a bit of a downtick compared to his terrific World Championship season of 2018. If you look at the largest arbitration salary ever, it was just a year ago before Nolan Arenado locked in that major extension. It was $26 million. And you see Mookie Betts also last year at $20 million. Because he's older, Bill, and, you know, he's a more seasoned player, no one makes less money. So you know he's going to get a bit of a raise. Is it a record raise? Will he surpass Nolan Arenado?
Is he going to jump over 6 to pass him? I'm going to actually say no on this one. And I know I'm going against the normal thought process because, okay, it's another year. Monies are going up and things like that. We saw what the free agents just got this year. But I'm going to say, okay, the year wasn't there. And I just don't think that you can throw it out there and say, okay, this is better than Nolan Arenado's year throwing out the 26.
It was a good year, though.
Yeah, it's fine.
915 OPS.
I'm going to say he's going to get 25-9.
Okay. Not a record according to Bill. What about you?
No.
I'd have to see the numbers, but just knowing how it progresses percentage-wise of what he made the year before, I think there's a good chance he surpasses it.
All right. I want to see a record, though, because I'm just happy to see players make money, and they make a lot of money in this sport.
You know what's funny? And it's something that I think we all need to understand, because I get asked this question all the time from everybody I come into contact with. Look, for the longest time, players' salaries basically have been 50% of team revenue. It still hasn't changed. So when people want to start complaining about player salaries and whatever, it's still right at that threshold of 50%.
Yeah.
So
no, it's good.
It makes sense.
The sport's making a lot of money.
They're getting their due.
So will there be a record due for a first-year eligible arbitration player? That's what Cody Bellinger's hoping to be, and get a record salary. The record was 2018. Chris Bryant made $10.85 million. Francisco Lindor, just a hair behind that. Mookie Betts 2017, Ryan Howard set the record, blew us away in 2008. So, Bernsey, I'll start with you. Will we see a record for a first-year eligible arbitration player for that guy right there?
Yeah, I think 100% we will. I don't see any reason why we won't. I mean, figuring, you know, we're now at 2020, and we go all the way back to 2008 and Ryan Howard. I mean, I love Ryan Howard, and he had a terrific year going into that, but this right here is insane. And if you go ahead and compare the two, you know, obviously similar, but let's not forget that we're a few years later now, and I really believe that Cody Bellinger is going to break the bank.
Well, he said 100%, so I can't be the 1% at 99.9. I'm with Bernsey on this one. It's a couple years removed. That's a better year that he put out there, and it's 2 more years, you know, sitting on the situation. So, yes, he's going to shatter it.
There's another big name that's a first-year eligible arbitration guy, and his name is Aaron Judge. Is there a chance we could have 2 record first-year salaries? Bellinger and Judge surpass Chris Bryant? Or do we curb our enthusiasm on Aaron Judge a little?
Well, I think it's possible, and it would be interesting to see how the cases come into play and when the cases align themselves, if they ever get there. I still think that the Yankees are going to offer Aaron Judge something prior to this and say, look, dude, here's 6 years, let's make you happy.
Oh.
That's what I think should happen.
6 years.
Something like that.
Free agency.
Yes.
He's a former college player, so age plays into it. Bite of the apple's got to be big for them. For him to give up free agency, he's not a high school player. He didn't break in at the age of 20 or 21. It's going to have to be significant cheese.
Throw something out there. I think that's a better chance. I don't think that this case will ever go to arbitration. I think there's going to be some sort of settling, whether it's 1 year or more. I just don't think. I'm not running the risk of running Aaron Judge through that process.
You know,
if I'm the New York Yankees.
Yeah, because we saw what happened with Derek Jeter. I know it's not an arbitration case, but it's a free agent deal where it's the face of the franchise. He shouldn't have all the leverage. I get it. It goes 2 ways, Bernsey. But you don't want to mess with the relationship of an iconic player. Aaron Judge is trending in that direction, right? You want this relationship to be a good one, don't you?
You do, and you know, like I mentioned, the arbitration process, it could get sticky. When emotions get involved, it gets ugly. And unfortunately, we take our feelings too personal, and it's tough for a player to remove himself. So if all of a sudden, say, they go through a pretty sticky arbitration battle, yeah, look, you want to disrupt a player like me, no problem. right? You want to disrupt a guy like Aaron Judge? Man, that dude's the face of your franchise. So I would recommend, kind of like you said, Billy. But the thing about the Yankees is that they've never had a problem, the same thing with Jeter, paying for performance. So in order for a player to maximize his value, if he's going to go perform each and every single year, it's going year to year. Right? It's not signing this long-term deal. And the Yankees have always had no problem. That's why you see the lower market teams try to sign their guys for multiple years and buy out free agent years because they want to find value in there, where it's like the Yankees are like, nah, we'll pay for what we have to pay for.
But the interesting thing that Bernsey said, if you want to disrupt a player like Bernsey, that's one thing to go through the process. If this guy's the face of your organization moving forward, which I don't think there's any doubt, that's who it is.
Yeah.
If you get to the arbitration court date, whatever that date is when you're going to court, Aaron Judge is sitting in there and the New York Yankees are sitting where you are, and they're telling you every reason why you're not worth that money. That's not a good way to start it.
No.
Not a good way to move forward.
No. Who's worth more right now? You think Bellinger's worth more?
Yes, 100%.
100%?
Yes.
Well, he went strong with that 100%.
That's a couple 100%.
Well, by looking
So do I.
at what he was able to do last year and the numbers that he put up and the fact that Aaron Judge was sidelined a little bit, I don't know if he's more valuable to his individual club. You know, when you talk about that realm right there, Aaron Judge is a stud.
He is. No, he's special.
There's no discounting what Bellinger did, but I would not want to make that man unhappy moving forward.